Good morning to everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope everybody's getting their already got their morning started, already got that coffee in you, and ready for today's journey that we are going into. So it's been a while since I've been able to jump on the TV network and talk about Let's Build Wealth. We've been in a lot of projects. Things are really moving. Things are really coming together. We are taking the opportunity to see people um, changing their lives about what we are doing, what we have started, and how we are allowing our minds to grow on things that we started. It's been a long journey for some people. It's been a very prosperous journey for us. It has been a frustrating process for some people. It's just like I always say this: when you get started into enveloping um, the wealth, uh, the riches, there's the saying that the richest get rich, the poor get poor. We have so many sayings on how you put your money, if you put it in the right position and put it in the right respectful places, that money can grow. Money can keep coming to you. Money can keep being a great asset to you. But it's where you put your money at and how that money to allow that money to grow and for you to keep being in a situation that will allow you to take that full responsibility of which you learning how to grab hold to. And so today, I just wanted to come out and get on the TV, the Power Get Wealth channel, to enlighten you that we're back. You can get ready. We get ready to go into another series. In this series, now until the end of the year, we're gonna clean up a lot of things, thoughts, ways, maybe projects that we've been working on. Is showing you how to, don't quit. There's a lot of things that pressure brings upon us. That a lot of times to make us quit when we're dealing with real estate or we're dealing with investing, we're dealing with our money. Sometimes we want to quit because there are some challenge that comes along with becoming rich or becoming wealthy. Sometimes we don't want to take that challenge. Sometimes we want everything to be given to us. But there are some things that I have challenged over the last 4 or 5 years of building wealth to where we're at now. There's some challenges that I have got into that really made it hard. You know what I mean? Made me feel like, you know what, this is not for me. I think I need to change my profession and just stick in this. Maybe that will work for me. But I had a passion for what I'm doing today. And it's really paying off from the nose to partner with people taking things from us, losing um, um, the drive, losing the vision, losing a lot of things. And I had to realize that, to for me to really get to what I want, I have to go to the challenge. I have to go to whatever it came. I just couldn't give up. And I thank God today that I didn't give up on the dreams, give up on the vision, give up on the plan that was in me, that was in my mind, that I have, kept saying that this is where I'm going to be at one day. I'm going to have homes. I'm going to be able to do things I want to do, ride around in the cars that I want to ride around in, live in the houses that I want to live in, and grow to a house that we are in the process of building and putting that plan together by, I hope, by the middle of next year, 23, that we will be into our new home. It took a process. Well, we thought I would be in my home by now, but I had so many other projects that came up that caused us delay in getting them projects done. And so this is where the vision that I had to build me and my wife a home never was off the plan because things came up or things happened. So it's not like we didn't have not working to the plan. It's just like you got to remember, anything you do, there's going to be setbacks. Anything that happens, there's going to be things that you're not, sometimes we don't pay attention that may happen to us. And it can, when we first, I say about 2 years ago, before COVID, or in the middle of COVID, houses were just jumping off the market. Time I got them on the market, they were selling. And now it came to where, that's what I'm talking about this, because it came to now, and the interest rate is up to 7%. Um, and and some I heard is have really grown to where we had a lot of people that was buying houses, but now the interest rate have jumped up, which is causing people payments to be really high. That you get a 2 year, $2,000 mortgage, and you're paying that percentage of that 7 or that 6.99%. That could create that payment up to almost 15 to 1800 a month, a mortgage, and you're used to paying like 12 or 13, that is a really big jump from where your income at and what you're paying. So now investors have to understand that when the market hits like this, what do we do? Do we close under, or we keep finding deals? I would like to ask you that question. As you're an investor, you in this market that we're in now, and we see that the real estate it ain't stopped. Listen to me when I say this. The real estate market have not stopped. It just have to shift our planning on what we have we're doing. You got to understand, when you're in a process, you can't just get in the midst of the screen and quit. You got to find another solution to fix that problem and keep the thing moving. What should we have done? When you build wealth, you cannot determine off of $1 or $2, as I always say, to create your movement. You have to create that movement. You have to create that pastor to where you are looking at where you're at and where you're going. And sometimes we don't understand like what we want, so it becomes a struggle. It becomes a really path to where we, keep got to go over this or keep going on that before we really can make it. But I'm trying to give you today, you got to understand that when you're in this path or you're in this way, you got to figure out the plan, and not figure out to the point you can't, you don't figure it out, and you get to the point you're okay. I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna do it this no more. I haven't done enough. I don't put too much in this, and it ain't coming out. Or I spent too much of my money, spent too much of my time, and I'm just ain't getting the results. There is no time to quit in this process. There's no time to find out how I can get out of this process. You got to remember, if you ever want to be wealthy and you want to hang around the people that are wealthy, you have to change your mindset, or not always thinking about somebody's getting me, or I don't have enough to invest, so I don't invest, or I don't take the risk. Every day that we wake up, it's a risk for us. Every day that you step foot on the ground and go out to do whatever you're doing, it's a risk. You can never say that whatever you're doing now, I cannot take that risk. Every day is a risk. Let me tell you why every day is a risk. Maybe some of you don't understand what we do and how we do it is a risk every day. You walk out your house, I don't care if you're working on a job that's paying you great salary, or you are becoming that great boss, or you have becoming the great CEO of that company. However it is, the risk that you take, that you leave out of your house, do not determination I will make it safely to my destination. That is a risk that we hope that we make it from our houses to our jobs or to our wealth a place. Whatever it is, whatever you created that wealth, it is you saying, this is how I'm going to create it of getting rich. And so you take that risk. You might end up in an accident, lose all your mind. That means that business, that company, whatever has to close under because you built it off of you. But you was hoping that nothing happened to you. Well, maybe use your hands and something happened to where your hands, then you can't use your hand now. It stops your ability of making your money. That's a risk. You don't understand it and say, well, you know what? I'm never going to be out of work. I'm never going to be like this. I'm never going to be that. And issues come to set you back. This is why it's very important in our lives that we put things in place. So if those things do happen, it will never, ever hinder your process. Will never hinder your wealth. It's always set up, or it's always going to be in a place that it will keep making money after money after money after money. We have to understand that when we're in this position or we're in this way, we have to create that when we do this, it do not affect us in the long run. So think about that. Whatever you're doing now, don't let it stop your process in the long run. It can affect it if you do not handle it or position yourself right. So this is where we at. Every day that we get up, remember, you take a risk. In the risk, make sure your risks are investments or planning to get you to your future. So if anything ever happens, like some people put their money in stocks, I have no problem with that. Everybody has their own investment, own mindset of how they create their wealth. And so sometimes you can be rich, but the wealth put money away so it can keep making money after money after money after money after days, after hours, after years, after months. It creates your wealth. It never stops. So when you get up in the morning, or if you want to do what you want to do, or if you just want to travel the world, the rest of your life, you have put something in place that created your wealth. Now your wealth is now turning over for you. So that means you don't have to do anything else but watch your wealth. This is where we want to be at in the day's time that we're in. And it starts about, I keep going back to it because this is what I want to get in your mindset, that you take risks. I have people tell me all the time, I don't think I can take that risk you take. Why not? You take risks. Everything you do, you're taking a risk. You buying a car, you take a risk. Yes, the car dealer tells you, you got bumper to bumper insurance. You got all kinds of things that this car come with, which ensure when you buy this car ain't gonna never break down on you. This car ain't gonna never stop running on you. So you take a risk to buy the car that hoping it's gonna get you to A to B every day. Because if you didn't have that in your mindset, you never bought it. You didn't buy it just to have 4 cars in your yard. So, I'll buy another one. But normally when we buy a car because we need it to get it to us, to our destination at the times we need to get there. So we take a risk when we buy it. That risk you took, you don't know if it's going to work or not. The day you drove off the lot, it worked beautiful. But you don't know if it's going to work the rest of the years that you have a mortgage on it, or you have a payment on it. a car loan on it. You know, it happened to me. Drove the truck off the car lot. Truck weren't good. The risk I took, that when I paid my money, that this car was gonna last me. If it breaks down, then that was the risk I took. I couldn't go back to my car dealer and say, you know what, this car broke down on me. I had a from the Ford was a recall on a part. When I went to go get it straightened out and get it fixed, it created another thing. Then they said to me that the recall that was called was only to reduce the memory in the truck to reset it. Well, the so what I went and took it for was not really covered under the warranty, like they said, or the recall. And so the day I bought it, remember I took the risk when I bought it. Now I have to make a decision is because I had to let the car go back because I'm paying for a truck for 2 years that I can't drive. And other things I'm doing in business, it affected. So the choice I took, it affected some things for me later. So now I got to make a decision, let them take that truck and not, which is repossess it because I still owe, remember, I still owe them a payment on it. Let it sit in my car yard where it's not working, which is not making me no money. So there's no wealth there. That became a debt. And we'll talk about that, that you got to understand that what you have, if you do get debt, let me say just a little bit on, if you do get in a debt, let the debt become a wealthy debt, not a debt of a need. Because some things we get, we only want it because we want it. And that's not really a need that you need. But if you need shelter over your head or you need food, those things that we intentionally get into, because eventually it will pay for itself later. And that's why I say I'll talk about that. That's another plan you want to get into and making the right steps and knowing how to make that work. But I'm talking about this risk on my truck. But see, when I took that risk, I got to understand now to clarify some of your mind. Say, okay, let me send it back. And if I send it back, well, I'm not gonna make that payment no more. It's done. They got their product. They got the truck. I don't have to make it. Remember, if I didn't want to do anything with my credit, then I would let it go. But I need my credit for future planning for my wealth. You got it now? Those things you have to keep in the forefront of your mind. Whatever decision you make, you got to think about the future. You cannot think about right now. If you got to make that situation like I had to do, make a quick situation, I had to let some things, shift some things around. But I have to know the end results to that truck. Well, if Ford ever fix it, I got to fix it. Well, if the the note that I'm paying my payment at, I still have to make that payment until that debt is settled. If I don't do that, then I risk myself another risk that I know ain't gonna work because that's a too big a risk that it ain't gonna show up on my credit. That repossessing, it ain't gonna show up on my credit. Yes, we do have credit people that can fix your credit and remove that off of your credit. But why take that risk when you don't have to? That's the key I'm saying. Why take the risk, not making the payments? What I'm saying is you got to find a way out to make that payment, just like I had to do. Got to find a way out to make those payments still without a running truck because I'm looking for safety of my credit for the future. So I want to keep my scores to a way that if I need to go borrow some money or I need to get something, I'm in a great place. Not in a place that when they pull my credit, they will see that decision that I made off of, I'm not going to take that risk. I just lose it. I just got to take it. But understand the risk that we take. There can be good risk or bad risk, but when you take a risk, make sure you understand the risk, why you're taking that risk. It's going to benefit you. If it's going to benefit you, don't take the risk. But if it's going to benefit, take the risk. Every house I buy, I take a risk. I take a risk. Every house I fix on, I take a risk. But I understand the risk I'm taking. So I understand the process. I have to go in so we don't miss the ability of what we have. And so when you understand your wealth that we talk about, you understand the plan you need to get to your wealth. It's understand, like we talk about today. I'll label this a wealth day subject with understand the risk you take. Understanding it is a good risk or bad risk. Because when you understand it, everybody take risks. The person that's gambling is taking a risk. Sorry, it's a risk. You know that if they're going to go in there, they don't know if they're going to come out with the money they took in. That's a risk. Real estate people, we take risks. Contractors, we take risks. People that sell cars take risks. Apartment complexes, stocks. However you invest your money, it becomes a risk. You cannot afford not to take the risk. Let me put it that way. You cannot. If I didn't take the risk that I take every day, I'm going to tell you something. I have 4 projects on the market now that we're trying to sell. Some been on the market for 6 months. Some been on the market for 2 months. Some been on the market for a week. Some been on the market for days. But understand this, they're on the market to be sold. So down that puts me in a very hard, not a hard spot, as some people say, a challenge. No, it's a process that goes along to building wealth. Because I know one day that they're going to sell. A infinite money is going to come from what the sale I built my wealth with. And now, while I'm waiting for those 4 to sell, I have 4 other projects that we're working on today. So that means my money is still coming. I'm not sitting on the side, in the chair, rocking and say, I'm waiting for my money to come. But in the process of it, that's how you build wealth. That you keep building to the point I'll get to, that I will have enough money set aside and different things I'm doing that cause my wealth to keep coming. So I work on 4 projects. I work on 4 things that bring me my wealth to this day. When I first started off with the contract business, remodeling, fixing building new homes, putting new kitchens, baths, all that. I have done that over 30 years. I have, built that wealth. The last 3 to 4 years, longer than that, but really the last 4 years, I really deal in the real estate. So now I have properties that are mine, that we purchase, that we own. Okay. They bring me some revenue in. Okay. That's the third one. I always built this. I don't bring that much, but there is an income from it. That, I'm a bishop pastor, and some things we do when we bless people come back and bless us. And sometimes it brings in a nice blessing to us. It's another income. I just jumped into another investment planning with another company It's called bonanzas. And in this bonanzas, I'm gonna share a little bit. You hear me talk about more of this because I want you to understand. You might not can't build real estate like right now. You don't have the income. You don't have the money to invest in 20,000 to 50,000. You know, or we can lowest go as 10,000. That's we have some people invest in some of my projects now for 10,000. But some of the people that partner with me have invested in a larger sum because of the deals that we are doing. So there are some people can't invest, but they want to invest. They want to understand this. I have to say this because here goes the risk. When you're investing or you're putting your money somewhere, you cannot use your bill money. It's not good to invest with your bill money. The money you invested in or money that you got in savings, stocks, that's money that you can move around to bring another higher return off your money. I'll tell people all the time, when you look at an investment, you cannot look at, well, I got $10 that I live off of. You cannot take that $10 and invest it in it because you have nothing to live on. That's not the smart way to do it. What you do is you find other ways, maybe with a friend, maybe with a family member, maybe with another partner. You find other ways that you can find money and you invest it in something that you know that can bring a return, which is I do. A lot of times I tell you that some of you have been around me, some of you are part of me now in this process. All right. Typically I don't use a lot of my money. I leverage other people's money, which means I help them partner with me and we come together. They bring me the money. I bring the project. I put it together. It brings a return off of that project. The return of the money that we make will pay back the person that gave me whatever they gave me, and they make the percentage off of their money. So the money that they gave me, whatever they gave me, whether it was 5, 10, whatever, they made a percentage off of that dollar amount. That's an investment. It's not the bill money. Because the bill money, we why I tell you don't do your bill money or money that you need to survive on it, because sometimes it takes a while to build wealth. You cannot build wealth overnight. You can get rich overnight. But building wealth takes a time to create a large, significant money to survive and to live off it the rest of your life. And I always say this, that you have money, as the Bible teaches us to, leave an inheritance for your children's children. So when you invest it you put it in the right place, it brings you a return and it keeps bringing you to life. So we now dump money into another project. Another investment, which is called bonanzas. Bonanzas give us anywhere from 10, 12, or 15%. However we invest our money, whether I want it monthly, quarterly, or yearly. It turns to me back off what I invest in. So here we go. We invest in this process, which is I did. You can do the same thing, or you can do more. Whatever you can invest, like some people can invest 5. This is why I say this. This is allowing us to bring people in to help you to change your life forever. For $500, you can put your money in this investment and he can give you 10%, 12 or 15%. I think however you need that return to come back to you. That's up to you. But the key is when you take that risk, it is giving you a return off of your money. Don't look at it as this. I help people to understand. When you invest, people say, well, I gave you 10,000. You're only going to give me such a back. I don't think that's enough. Well, if you put that 10,000 in the bank only going to give you 0.003 percent off of that, which would take you literally maybe 5 to 10, maybe 20 years to get back your $10,000 off of your money that you invest. That's why investments, when you hear people say, I'll give you 10% off of your money, it's a great investment. You can't make that. Somebody say, I'll give you 15%, run, take it. You cannot find anything in today's market that pays you high return back off your money in things that says 10 or 15%, 20%. That's great. Get into it. Take that risk. But make sure you understand everything they offer you first. I will give you that wisdom. Make sure you understand how you coming out. Don't go in so easily, and then later you find out that, wow, that was a big hit. I didn't know they were going to take that much percentage. I didn't know they were going to do this to me. I didn't know that they told me I had to pay these fees, that fee. Find everything out and get comfortable to where you make sure you're looking at your investment. Everything. Don't never look at when people tell you, well, you're going to pay something to get it out. If you go get your money out of your 401k, it's tied to you. But if you want to take something out early, guess what? That's a penalty. You got to pay on that. So everything you take, even if you take the money out of your bank, it's a penalty. Your own earned money, you put in it every month or every week, you have to pay a percentage out of that money. We don't look at it like that. They hit us with fees. They hit us for overdraft fees. They hit us for too much money in the bank, charging you. Oh man, I done seen it all. Like, so the bank place is not for where it's benefit for us. It is benefit for them in so many ways. Because if we all put our money in their bank, they take the 90% of that money that it sits in their bank. If it's all of us put our money in there, they got $100,000 from out of us. 100 people got $1,000 in their bank. They don't take that $100,000 and invest in it, because they looking at, we are covered by our $100 that's in that bank. You looking at it ain't a big issue. But people like me and other people that knows the bank system is how they'll take our money, invest it off of it, and making more high return off our money, and we making zero. That's the key I want you to get. We take that risk and put our money in there thinking that, okay, it's safe, it's governed. I comes in and tell you, put your money with me, where I can help you make that return, or put it in another place that it can make their return. And some people tells me, why would I do that? To get back to what I gave you? No, because you're not understanding the process of investing. You look for returns off of your money. When you do that, it's money that you got in savings or your 401ks that you have worked for, but the 401ks don't give you enough. Not to take it and put it into someone else that can generate you that revenue. So wherever you at, you listen to me. My time is up. I have to go. I spent a great wealth with you today. I hope that you got something by. Listen to me when I say take the right risks. Know the risk that we're taking. Understand it so you can benefit to get to your wealth. All we're trying to do is become wealth. Take care of our families, take care of our children, that we don't have to struggle bearing them, your parents bearing you, or you bearing your kids. Understand, if you build wealth right, it will come back to you a way that you can never understand what we could do. My time is up. I hope to see you next Tuesday. Again, at 10 o'clock is the Power Get Wealth with Wayne Foster. Let's build wealth together. If you need something, reach out to us and we'll help you make sure you make the right investment and take the right risk. Have a blessed day.